Hey, what's going on? I'm glad you're here. In this video, I want to do a walkthrough of our free 12-week Fit to Serve Fat Loss Protocol, share with you how to use it, how to implement, and how we're the number one online fitness coaching program for law enforcement officers and military. So to walk through, we got the 12-week Fit to Serve Fat Loss Protocol. If you haven't read this already, I'm Kyle Sutcliffe. Prior to being a canine handler, I was in the Army as an MP for 8 years. I'm now a full-time cop, father of, this says 2. I need to update it. I'm a father of 3 now, and I'm the founder of Fit to Serve, the number one online fitness coaching program. So I'm not going to go through this here. You can read through this on your own time. I also made a video down below this one. You can watch that and hear my whole story there. All right. So if you're anything like the hundreds of cops we've helped, at this point, I think we're at about 20,000 officers that have used our free fat loss protocol. We've also helped over, I want to say 300 officers at this point inside of our one-on-one coaching program. So if you're like any of the officers that we've helped, you're out of shape but not lazy, you want to be fit, but the job keeps winning, you feel like you've lost your edge and you're tired of it. So this guide is the first step, not to a diet, not to a 90-day fitness challenge, but to becoming the kind of officer and leader you know you were built to be. So before you start, the truth is you don't need more motivation. You need a structure. You need structure, a plan, and identity level change. This 12-week plan is going to give you the roadmap to drop 20 to 30 pounds, build muscle and energy, and lead from the front again, both at home and at work. So let's get into it. Week number 1, tell the truth. You got to audit your current routines, track what you're eating, step on the scale, and face where you're at. Identity work begins. You're not just out of shape. You're out of alignment with the officer you're supposed to be. So really get into the mindset, step on the scale, see where you're at, and then just let's think about it. Are you truly the officer right now that you're supposed to be? Are you putting your all in? Are you putting your all in for your family? Are you the kind of dad? Are you the kind of mom that you're supposed to be right now? Just think about it for yourself, all right? And then we'll move into week number 2. We got to anchor habits that work on any shift. So we're going to start establishing our non-negotiables. Inside of our program, we have non-negotiables that we call. So we're going to establish our 3 daily non-negotiables. In terms of food, we're going to look at a protein target. So I think I'll get more into this a little bit further down. But in terms of our protein target, we want to be at least 0.75 grams per pound of body weight of our goal body weight. So I'm about 185 pounds right now. So 0.75 grams would be 138 grams of protein per day is going to be the minimum goal I want to get to. If you can get up to 1 gram per pound of body weight, that's great. Now, if you're currently 250, 300 pounds right now, and your goal is 200, we're not going to eat 300 grams of protein a day. We're going to shoot for the target of our goal, all right? Then we're going to put a step goal in. For me, it's 10,000 steps a day. If for you, you're only walking 2,000 steps a day, I don't recommend you shoot for the full 10,000. I would recommend maybe during this week, we shoot for 5,000. Make that a routine. And then the next week after that, start going for 8,000 and build our way up. So what you'll notice inside of our coaching program, if you end up joining us, is we try to make this a sustainable thing. This isn't a quick fix diet. It's not a quick thing. We focus on long change and make it sustainable long term. So we don't just throw all this stuff at you at once. We build and build and build depending on where you are. Everything's personalized. So then we want to focus on our water intake as well. Keep it simple, repeatable, especially around your shift. So for me, if you go to my Instagram, I've made a video about water before, but I have a half gallon in my cruiser behind my radio right in the center console area. I also bring a regular, I think it's like 24-ounce water bottle with me that fits in the cup holder. I drink that throughout the course of my shift. I try and get through the whole half gallon. And my goal for a whole day is a gallon. But again, it's one of those things where we're not going from 0 to 100 day one. We're trying to build habits and make it sustainable long term. So if you're drinking no water a day, it's probably going to be too much to try and drink a gallon for you. So focus on getting 32 ounces for a week straight, and then double that, and then double that again. So you get the point. Protein, step goal, water intake. So that's week number 2. We're going to start anchoring the habits. Week number 3, we're going to simplify your nutrition. Build your go-to meals. Choose 2 breakfast, 2 lunch, 2 dinner options that are high in protein, easy to prep, and taste good. So for me, I like to eat the same thing 4 to 5 days in a row, just to keep it simple. Especially like I mentioned before, I have 3 kids. Obviously, I run an online business and coach cops, and I'm also a full time police officer as well. So, in terms of busy, I really know what busy is. So we got to try and simplify it, keep it as simple as possible. So two breakfast options, 2 lunch options, 2 dinner options. If you know how to track your protein inside like MyFitnessPal, or we have if you join our coaching program, we have a private app that we use that you can actually just snap a picture of your food, and then it will track the food for you, so you don't even have to worry about the scanning barcodes and all that stuff if you've done that before. So that's just in our higher end coaching program. So pick that are high in protein. Think about your goal from week 2, and then implement. Week number 4, start moving with purpose. We want to begin structured resistance training. Now, if you're in the beginning and you're already doing resistance training, you don't have to wait till week 4 to do it. You can keep doing it. But if you're starting from scratch and doing nothing, in week number 4, we want to start moving with purpose with resistance training 3 times a week. A lot of the thing I hear from officers, dispatchers, military, everybody that we work with, they all try and say that they don't have time. And when they think about it, when they think about not having enough time, they don't do anything because they just make excuses for themselves. Inside of our coaching program, we focus on minimum 3 workouts a week, 30 minutes. So it's only 90 minutes out of your week. Plus, when it comes to food, you're already eating food. So we're just trying to help you switch what you're eating to make it last long-term and be sustainable for you. So focus on compound movements, squats, presses, rows. This is performance training for real-life demands and not the gym bro fluff kind of stuff. So resistance training 3 times a week, 30 minutes is plenty. If you do more, great, but we want to at least do 3 times per week. Week number 5, own your shifts. So create a plan for each shift. Want to write down when you're going to eat, when you're going to train, how you recover. Obviously, we all know in law enforcement, you can't, our plans don't always, something happens and our plans don't always go as planned. So we want to do the best we can. If we say, hey, we're going to eat a meal at 5 o'clock, but you go to a domestic or whatever the case may be, you got to be with a prisoner in the hospital, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, we work around it, but try and plan your day ahead. So going into your shift. You want to break the excuse loop. Week number 6, start tracking your patterns, what triggers overeating, skipping workouts, swap out the excuses of I had court, I was tired, I had no time for action steps like we've been talking about so far. Really doesn't take that much time. You're already eating food. You're already sitting on the couch probably for hours a day staring at your phone. So we just got to break those excuses, change our mindset. Week number 7 is midpoint reset. Take progress photos, weigh in, reflect, see what's improved. At this point, 7 weeks in, you should see improvements for yourself. If you don't notice them for yourself, I'm sure other people are noticing them. What needs to be adjusted? What's the struggle? Week number 8, upgrade your fuel. Instead of just the protein, we want to learn to use our carbs strategically before training, before shifts, before high stress calls. Energy improves and recovery speeds up, and our fat loss continues. So it's not just the protein that we're worrying about. Main thing we're looking for is protein and calories. If we want to be dropping weight, we're looking to be at a calorie deficit, but we also want to use our carbs as energy. So that's something that we get more into our coaching program. If you want to work with us one-on-one, then we'll cover all that stuff for you. Week number 9, challenge your self-image. If you've dropped weight but still see yourself as the fat guy in uniform, it's time to shift that. Journal your wins, track your compliments, look at your side-by-side photos. Like I was just talking about, have someone else look at it. And you're not just trying to get fit, you are fit and becoming more so every single day. So as long as we stay on track, you're going to continue progressing. You got to shift that mindset, stop seeing yourself as a fat guy in uniform. And if you do, use that as a motivator to continue going on. Week number 10, build the routine of a high performer. Set up a morning and evening routine that reinforces your new identity. Examples: morning hydration, 5-minute walk. We do a 2-minute intention. Night, we have protein snack. We do 5 minutes of stretching, your screen off. So just build a routine and try and stick to it as much as you can. Week number 11, lead from the front. Set the example at work and your squad at home. Invite your kids to work out with you. Share your journey with a fellow officer. Leadership isn't a title, it's a standard, and you're setting it. So lead from the front. Be that guy. Be the one that everyone's looking up to. Week number 12, lock it in. Final check-in, get your weight, your strength, habits, mindset, write a declaration who you've become, what you've proven, identify 3 habits that you'll never drop again. Simple ones: protein, water, steps. Those kind of things. You've earned the identity. Now protect it like your badge. So here's a daily checklist for you. Hit your protein goal, 0.75, I said, 0.8 or more of your goal body weight, 8 to 12,000 steps a day, drink the 80 to 120 ounces of water a day, resistance training 3 to 4 times a week, sleep, get your sleep, and reflect. So that's your daily checklist. Here's a sample training split here: 3-day strength plan, day 1, upper body, day 2, lower body, day 3, full body conditioning. And then obviously inside of our coaching program, you can work one-on-one with the coach where we personalize everything for you: your nutrition, your workouts, etc. Inside of our Fit to Serve plan program, we have our 3-phase process. Phase 1 is our rapid fat loss. We lose 20 to 30 pounds with simple custom strategies that work around shift work, stress, and family life. Phase number 2, we roll into performance build, where we rebuild lean muscle, boost your job specific strength, and move better under pressure. And then phase 3 is identity integration. We develop the mindset, structure, and lifestyle of a fit for duty protector, not just 12 weeks, but for life. So that's what we focus on. If you're not just looking for a quick 12-week fix and you're looking to make this a lifelong thing that you can sustain for the rest of your life and not die 5 years after retirement, then let's talk about the coaching program. So that's it: rapid fat loss, performance build, identity integration. The only thing you can't skip is the elite level accountability. Sure, you can go on Google, you can go on YouTube, you can go on ChatGPT, you can do whatever. You can find a workout program, you can find a nutrition program, you can do the whatever I hear people doing, the carnivore, the keto, all that kind of stuff. Sure, it's going to work. You're going to drop weight, but once you stop and you don't have someone holding you accountable to it, when you start getting bored of it, then you're going to go right back to where you started. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you've done something like that in the past. Not trying to harp on you, but the one thing that you've probably been missing is accountability. You need to have a coach, a partner, someone holding you accountable. So we already know we need to eat better. We need to train consistently, get sleep. We got to manage stress. But if you're like most officers that I've worked with, knowing that isn't the problem, it's executing it. That's why accountability isn't optional inside of Fit to Serve. It's the backbone of what we do. This isn't I'll check in with you in 1 month kind of deal. You'll have real structure, elite level accountability from a coach who actually gets the demands of your job. We're in your corner daily, keeping you focused, tracking your progress. Make sure your goals don't get buried under shift work, family life, or your stress. Because if no one's watching, nothing's changing. This isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up, staying consistent, and having a proven structure that makes follow through automatic even when you're exhausted. If you're serious about getting your edge back and keeping it, accountability will be the thing that separates this from every other program that you've tried in the past. We're not going to let you fall off. You'll have a team behind you, and the standard never drops. Every single one of my coaches, obviously myself, I'm a full-time officer. Every single one of the coaches on the team have a deep understanding of law enforcement. They're either they were a first responder in the past, they're current police officers, they have family members that are police officers, or they were in the military, so they understand the life. So if you're ready for what's next, this is the fat loss protocol, the free 12-week that you probably saw and clicked on an ad for, but this is the free 12-week protocol. If you're looking for a higher level of success, we have a 95% success rate in our program. As long as people follow through, we have a guarantee that if you don't drop the weight, then you don't pay anything. So yeah, there's really nothing to lose. So what you got to do next is, if you're ready to drop the weight, if you're ready to make this a real lifelong change, you're done with making excuses for yourself, and you want people that get the job to help you out and hold you accountable. Next step here is to book a planning call, talk to one of my coaches, and let's get to work. All right, I'll talk to you soon.